My name is Olivia Wan, and I'm with the law office of Olivia Wan and Associates. In this episode, we're talking about life estate deeds. And the question is, should I deed my property to my children and retain a life estate? Is this a good estate planning tool if there's concerns that you would require Medicaid to pay for long-term care? A life estate deed is a form of estate planning in Tennessee. An attorney would basically quitclaim the property, in this example, to your children, and you would retain a life estate. This means that you, as the life tenant, would live there as long as your lifetime. You would pay the insurance, the property taxes, and responsible for the maintenance. And then on death, the property automatically transfers to the remainder interest holders, which in this case would be your children. What are the pros of a life estate deed? Well, your estate can effectively avoid probate if there are survivorship options on all your bank and investment accounts, and the real estate is titled as a life estate with the remainder to your children. There's also no need for another deed after you pass because the remainder interest holders would automatically own the property. Another good aspect is that the life estate deed could effectively avoid a Medicaid estate recovery. So what that means is if the state of Tennessee paid for your long-term care through the TennCare program and you transferred the property 5 years prior to application to Medicaid, then your estate could effectively avoid a TennCare recovery, which is highly desirable. So what are the cons of a life estate? If you can accomplish all of those desirable aspects of this property transfer, what would be some of the concerns that you need to be aware of? Well, one, once the deed is signed and recorded, you as the lifetime tenant cannot sell the property without the consent of the remainder interest holders. So basically, you only own a life estate, which is only a portion of the interest in the property. So if you wanted to sell that property and buy another house, you only own a small portion of it, and the remainder interest holders would have to approve of that property transfer. So basically, you lose control, which may not be desirable depending on your family dynamics. And if you wish to change how the property is titled, for example, maybe you want different persons to be the remainder interest holder, you cannot do that because it's already been conveyed to the persons identified on that deed. So I would suggest that based on your family dynamics that you may want to consider and consult an attorney about a revocable living trust, because the beauty of this type of trust is that you can change who the beneficiaries are. But the aspect that you lose is the ability to effectively avoid a Medicaid estate recovery. So if you are interested in a life estate deed as an estate planning tool, I would encourage you to speak to an estate planning attorney that can guide you in making an informed decision, considering your own personal, individual family dynamics. So hopefully through this video, you have a little bit more insight on what a life estate means. Thanks for tuning in.